So here it is, guys. We have finally reached 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and I couldn't be any more happier to reach that milestone. And I want to just take a minute here in this video to thank you guys, thank every one of you, every single subscriber that has put me that far in my YouTube career, that I have reached this milestone, this figure, right? And it genuinely wouldn't have been possible without you guys, right? And let me just tell you something more about my history about the YouTube channel, right? Because as with like any kind of like a YouTuber, I suppose everyone's had their own humble beginnings. I certainly had one, with like my first ever public video being the video that I had issues with loading a Little Planet 3 on the PS3. Man, I've broken a lot of PS3s now that I think about it. But yeah, I'm probably gonna comment here saying, man, how the time flies. So yeah, my first public video right here. It's a very interesting start, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, as you can see, later videos are just me making like, PS3, videos off of the PS3, using the PS3, the PSI camera. It's kind of funny how like I went from like little camera on a TV type of guy onto like then Overwatch content. As you can see, I only made like 3 videos. Then there was Dreams for like quite a while. Actually, I've been making like Dreams content, and then I wanted to announce like daily streams. Well, that kind of aged like a fine wine. But actually, yeah, I wanted to make daily streams, but that was because I wanted to like try to grow exponentially with my YouTube channel, and as you can see, I kind of failed spectacularly, and that was because of the fact that my internet back then was just outright terrible for streaming. My current internet is, I won't say it's still perfect, but it's leagues better from what I had before, because while I don't think I'll be able to stream daily yet, at the very least I can provide much more high quality streaming, and on top of that, I'm not as much hurdled by the monthly limits of like download and upload of data, right? So things are getting better in the case of when it comes to me being like a streamer. I don't want to continue streaming on YouTube, like that is not going to change anytime soon. But yeah, moving on, you do kind of see later on I made like a one meme video, and then that's it. So you might be wondering what the hell happened there, right? I would say throughout this like 3-year break that you see between like those 2 videos, a lot of stuff happened. Well, for one, I've finally got a job. I finally had like a job for quite a while now, and on top of that, I was kind of busy making a Dreams project, which unfortunately I won't say it will never come to be. Like I do want to go back to finishing that project on Dreams at some point, maybe, who knows. But the problem is that I was focused too much into making that project, and I kind of neglected the entirety of my YouTube channel and just kind of didn't make any content in Dreams at all. I guess it was because of my kind of mentality as a creator in the video game kind of aspect, because I came from like the Little Big Planet era where I was like mostly a creator. I was like making levels on Little Big Planet, mostly 2 of course. So me moving on to Dreams was kind of like I expected to be in this sort of similar environment, but I will just only make content on Dreams, like make games on Dreams. And there was like one big project that was affiliated with Dreams that I wanted to like make and get out, and unfortunately it never came to be. But like as I said, it's not like I want to say never, because I do kind of want to go back to it, as I said last time. But yeah, that's kind of like the reason why there was like a 3-year break. And on top of that, I kind of became less and less motivated with like a sudden drought of like updates on Dreams. As you may have like heard of before, there was like a few very exciting features that were supposed to be that were planned to be added later on in the Dreams continued support, right? That like there was going to be 3D printing, there was going to be online multiplayer, and that was like the one thing that I was like most excited about. And for the time being, as I was waiting for the online multiplayer to be released in Dreams as like a free update, I was already making a level that was supposed to be played in online multiplayer, and it really crushed me the moment I kind of the moment I saw that Dreams support is like all of a sudden cancelled, and all of the planned features were canned, right? They were no longer going to be a thing, right? And that crushed me. And you could say that the saving grace, as you can see later on, was me like going back to RPCS3 and I was like, because I was looking at like the improvements, like the emulation of the PS3 games, and I can just kind of caught up into custom servers, and then that's when I noticed, well, Beacon is a thing, right? Beacon being like for the time being, it was like a closed off beta custom server that you had to apply to take part in like this like beta testing program, and you were able to like take the opportunity to like to play on a custom servers both on PS3 and RPCS3, and there was like, once again, there was like very humble beginnings of that as well on RPCS3, because if you remember in the custom servers on like RPCS3, you still weren't able to play online multiplayer at all. It just simply wasn't like implemented in RPCN level yet. You had to like wait. I believe you had to like wait a year, and I think that's pretty much where I actually made a video, because this was such a huge discovery to me that, well, hold on a second, a childhood game that I could no longer play on like a PS3 online on multiplayer, it is suddenly possible to play online multiplayer on my own PC without ever having to like dust off my PS3, and I felt like that was insane. I wanted to make a video about it, and the video about it I made, and look how successful I got it. I got 51k views, and I was like, I'm still surprised how many views this one particular video got, and especially like the other video that I made for like giving you guys a tutorial about how to connect to the custom servers in PS3. As you can see, that also got a lot of views as well, and like I'm extremely surprised. And at the same time, it does kind of prove that Little Big Planet community is still alive and kicking, and they're willing to watch even like such a nobody as me. You could kind of argue it back then. Now I was quote unquote nobody in the YouTube sphere, in the Little Planet like sphere of YouTube, that people were just going en masse to my video to see, like, to discover and to learn how they can connect to the custom servers themselves, right? And I mean, it's mind-blowing to me still to this very day, seeing that many views on those particular videos, because later on you do see that it's a hit or miss when it comes to like the videos. But most importantly, the least amount of views I get are the videos that are not even completely related to like Little Big Planet, which is, I guess, to be expected, because YouTube does kind of recognize with its own algorithm that I am more of a Little Big Planet YouTuber than anything. So as much as it sucks for me too, because I do want to make content on other video games other than Little Big Planet series, but I guess that's just kind of the reality of YouTube. But obviously worry not for you guys, because I will obviously continue to make Little Big Planet content. That is not going to go away anytime soon. But what else I can say, if you just scroll up on top, there's a few things that I just kind of cringe whenever I look at, like, I don't want to say in a way cringe that I personally don't like, but it's something that just kind of rubs me the wrong way, because it's no longer like accurate. Like, look at my avatar, for example. I am no longer a dreams related guy. How am I still having like an imp in my YouTube avatar, right, in my YouTube icon? And same with a banner like dreams. I have long stopped making dreams content on YouTube. Overwatch, I made only like 3 videos. I made only 3 videos on YouTube, and maybe like streamed once or twice when it comes to Overwatch, but that's it. I was long gone from Overwatch, and especially making content from 6 years ago. And I was kind of thinking, because like I do kind of like PvP type of games, so I was just thinking, well, maybe I'll be able to continue making Overwatch content, as I was still kind of interested in that game. But as you may have or may not have heard, that Overwatch actually kind of became worse, especially with like the Overwatch 2, and Blizzard, the studio behind Overwatch, just kind of backpedaling of all of the promised features that was supposed to make Overwatch 2. Like, god dang it, like everyone was excited about PvE component of the game, and like even it's like very recent signature thing about Overwatch 2, which was like shifting away from like 6v6 into 5v5. It seems like they also kind of want to move away from 5v5 and go back to 6v6. Then what was the point of Overwatch 2 then? If you're gonna promise all those features that would justify, re-downloading Overwatch with like a 2 stamped on it, because you have to know that Overwatch 2 became as a free-to-play game, right? But you replaced the entirety of Overwatch 1 and, just called it, slapped it, called it a day, made it only mostly PvP only, released only like a few PvE missions from like the story mode, which was teased to be developed more and more in the future. It was supposed to be like a fully fledged story. That one got canned as well. But here's the thing, I don't want to like rant about Overwatch, because that's not the point of the video, right? The point of the video is that I am announcing the change right now. Well, here it is. Do you now feel something different? Well, here's my banner, for example. It is completely different. It looks completely different. It is no longer about dreams content. It's Vote content. Yeah, that kind of like aged like a milk, to be totally honest. But the bigger change, as you may have noticed, is here with my avatar. It's no longer the hand-drawn G using an M, and it's instead replaced with my Sackboy icon. My OC character from Little Big Planet. And I thought this kind of fits a lot more with with my current content I'm providing. Yeah, and then I guess I could address the elephant in the room, which is this. Well, you might be thinking, well, what the hell? Are you changing? Are you like completely rebranding? And I would say yes and no, because you see, I am moving away from the username Goomba into Kubac. Or if you want to be more faithful to the pronunciation of my name, you can use Polish accent, which is going to be Kubac. So I'm pretty sure you already have a lot of questions seeing my rebranded name. You may probably have questions of like, oh, why is it Kubac? What was wrong with Goomba? I like Goomba. And you're half right. I mean, I'm with you guys. I was personally content with my username as well. I honestly thought Goomba sounded too cool to change as well. But the problem is, there's plentiful factors as of why I kind of think Goomba isn't necessarily a good name for my channel, especially in the future. For one, I'm just gonna tell you guys a little bit of a history of my name, because back then I went by the name Kubac 2000 or Kubac 2000. And this is the account name that I had courtesy of my PlayStation account being created. And well, here's the thing, I did change the name literally the moment that the PlayStation username change update came to PS4, so that's why I changed to JC Goomba. The problem is that unfortunately that came to kind of like a downside immediately, and for that I have to go back to like way back into the future, back when I was like still playing with like Polish friends of mine. And the reason why I changed my name was kind of because I used to be called Goomba by my peers as well. That's because of one YouTube video from Vanos Gaming. I'm sure you probably heard of Vanos Gaming in the past already. He's like a dude with like bunch of friends, like very hilarious content, hilarious moments from their sessions from like games like GTA 5 or Garry's Mod. And it just so happened to be a Garry's Mod video that I took my name from. So here's that one video that that one particular quote, memorable quote by the way, that made me keep that name and made me who I am, which is Goomba.
What the f is this down here? There's a fucking Koopa Troopa down here thing.
It's a Goomba.
Like
Goomba. Goomba.
Hold on, let me take care of this. Goomba, fuck you.
And because of this, my name no longer was Kubac 2000, but JC Goomba. I kind of decided to change my name to reflect on the name that my friends used to call me that. And the problem is, immediately the moment I changed my username, they went back to calling me Kubac. And it's kind of hilarious in a way. But the other reason why is nowadays is because I don't necessarily see myself continue as a brand of Goomba. And because it's not really original. There's plenty full of YouTube channels that are already called Goomba. There's Gaijin Goomba. And there's also the Lonely Goomba, the Goomba from nowhere. There's also apparently a Russian Goomba, which is funny. But yeah, if I just look up Goomba as a channel, then you can see plentiful of Goombas. So yeah, is it that original name? Definitely not. So it's kind of very difficult to have a name that is completely unrecognizable, because most of the time what would happen if you look up my username, you would see nothing but just Super Mario related content. And it makes sense because well, it is an enemy from the Super Mario, and it is a Nintendo IP. Ironically enough, me having Goomba's name doesn't even make any sense from my standpoint, because I don't even own any Nintendo consoles, right? So at this point, I'm just asking myself, why the hell am I even using a Nintendo as intellectual property when I don't even own any of the Nintendo consoles, right? That just also once again makes no sense whatsoever for a guy who makes Little Big Planet content, right? And that's where Kubac came as a rebrand. And I wanted to be a little bit more dramatic with this video, giving all the whole history of behind my username. And that's because, well, you see this place? This is where I would put a screenshot of my PlayStation Network creation date.
If I had one!
You see, when the PlayStation Network username change update came to be, whenever you decided to change your username for the very first time, the PlayStation Network service would actually tell you the last time your username was created / changed. And since you're using the username change for the very first time, there's obviously no change date for like, you know, if your username. So the quote unquote last time username was changed is going to be just pretty much the date of when your PlayStation Network account was created, right? So for like historical purposes, I wanted to keep that screenshot intact so I could use it later on as a kind of like maybe like a documentary video of some kind, right? Problem is that one particular screenshot, I stored it in one of my you know, messages history with like a friend of mine at Meta Messenger, and ever since Meta has actually changed the way they kind of like secure the chats, like how they introduce like encryption. Of course, they couldn't bring themselves to actually properly migrating all the chats, all the screenshots, or like all the photos that I've shared with that one particular dude, because it was like this one particular dude I shared the screenshot of where my PlayStation Network account was actually created. I could actually see the creation date of my PlayStation Network account in that screenshot. Well, guess what? I cannot find that screenshot now because it's presumably lost forever because of this change that nobody asked in their platform. Like, why the hell did you remove my screenshot? Did I ask you to? Nobody did. It's so annoying because that also was part of the reason why my video was taking so much time to make, because I was just trying to find that screenshot, which I couldn't find for the love of God. Like, come on, bro. But thankfully, it is not the end of the world, because there are perhaps other ways that I could potentially, at the very least, make an assumption, make an educated guess as of when my PlayStation Network account was officially created. How, you may ask? Well, look no further than the website psnprofiles.com. psnprofiles.com is the website where it actually tracks every single player's trophies, all the timestamps of like when the trophies were collected by each and every dude in PlayStation Network, and it just so happens that I was able to look at my profile, and then if you scroll down here at the trophy log, if you go all the way to like page 44 or something, you will notice that the first ever trophy that I got with a timestamp is the Little Big Planet 2 one, and it's dubbed Community Spirit, and it says to publish a level to the community, which makes sense because the moment I connected to like PlayStation Network, I went online to Little Big Planet, and I was just kind of like saying to myself, finally I can just share my own creation, because I was spending a lot of time on Moon alone by myself in like offline mode making levels. So I was like so glad I could finally publish like one levels of mine into the earth. So that's when I got this trophy, right? 10th of June 2011. And I can make an educated guess that I probably had my PlayStation Network account created the very same day. Is it actually the same day? I don't know. The problem is, we'll probably never know, since once again, my screenshot of when my PlayStation Network account was actually created is probably lost forever. Once again, thank you Meta for f***ing it up. But this is at the very least the biggest clue that we have about this. And why is this important for me? Because then the reason why is because, well, I could actually kind of calculate that I've had this username Kubac 2000 for almost 8 years at this point, right? That is kind of like this does in fact make it a bit of a legacy at this point, right? You know, it's the name I grew up with the most, right? It's the name that I've had for the longest time. And even Goomba, like, you know, since I changed my name in like 2019, that's where the PlayStation the username change update was released. That came around like when? 2019? That's like still 5 years from now. It's a lot, but it's nowhere near as long as 8 years, right? So yeah, I just kind of figured, well, why don't we go back to the roots, right? Why don't we go back to the name that, you know, I associated myself with, like, with my childhood days, because like after all, we still go back to Little Big Planet, as you see here. Even if I didn't want to, I still ended up going back to Little Big Planet. I mean, let's be real, I still kind of like Little Big Planet still to this very day. So me going back to Little Big Planet as a main game, as a main series on YouTube, I genuinely don't mind that. It's a game that, frankly, I wanted to like move away from back then in the past, but now since I saw that there's plenty for people that are still interested in playing Little Big Planet and just Little Big Planet series altogether, that made me realize that you don't have to like go for the edge, go, you know, chase the trends, where you can just, you know, go back to the established community, right? And Little Big Planet community certainly is like one of the most established communities I've ever witnessed, and I'm actually thoroughly surprised, because you can see this with the proof of like the view count of like, say, my tutorial videos. You know, the RPC one especially has like 43k views, meaning that back then most likely I was just like a small little nobody that I was just like trying to help people, you know, get their hands on like the custom servers on Little Big Planet, but on the emulator. You know, I was like thinking, well, many people probably don't have PS3s anymore, so this gives them like a big opportunity to get back to like Little Big Planet online and like relive the nostalgia and see like it paid off. I most likely helped a lot of people. Like I got this one video in particular has got like 1.2k likes, so you know I can make an educated guess it helped more than 1000 people, which I'm happy about. I'm glad that it helped so many people get on the custom servers, relive the, you know, the nostalgia experience. I'm also proud of myself like achieving that, you know, that I was able to help that many people. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much going to be it. That's pretty much going to be it when it comes to this video. Once again, I thank you guys for helping me reach 1000 subscribers. It truly means a lot to me. I am sincerely thankful for every single subscriber that has managed to build up this overall subscriber count for me. It's truly magnificent thing for me to witness. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Expect me to see Little Big Planet content. I am not going away from Little Big Planet anytime soon. I'm sure you guys are still eager to watch more of my stuff Little Big Planet related, and especially like news related, like, you know, RPCs3 and Little Big Planet, because I'm sure as hell you guys are eager to see, you know, the improvements of the emulation of the PS3, right? And I've got you know, more videos to share for you guys about the LBP Planet and like, you know, the modern day situation with custom servers, because I do have a video planned for that one as well. But yeah, enough rambling. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like if you enjoyed this celebratory video. Comment down what you think about my rebrand. Is it good? Do you guys mind me changing away from Goomba? And you know, before I end this video, I'm just gonna say, if you want to call me Goomba, feel free to do so. It's the name that I kind of grew myself up with as well for a little bit, and like, it's, if you're like used to calling me Goomba, that's perfectly fine. I don't mind that whatsoever. It's just that I want to change my online presence with a name that is hopefully a lot more recognizable and will help myself grow on YouTube a little better. Time will tell, because I don't know if it's gonna make it working out or not. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. See you guys.